Homeostasis is a major concept throughout anatomy and physiology. It is very important to understand the concept. Although all body systems plays a role in homeostasis, two systems regulate homeostasis for many of the other body systems. Those systems are the endocrine system and nervous system. What is endocrine system? An endocrine organ makes a hormone that travels through the blood to act on another part of the body. What is nervous system? Nervous system consists of nerves which is controlled by brain and provides a quick response. Homeostasis is regulated by positive and negative feedback. What is negative feedback? Negative feedback is the body's main way of maintaining homeostasis by using a correction mechanism that reverses a change to keep a physiological value within a normal range. When a change occurs, like a rise in body temperature, the body triggers a response, sweating, to counteract it and bring the value back to the set point or normal level. The negative in the name refers to the counteracting or negative effect the response has on the initial stimulus. How the process happens: a receptor, like nerve endings, detects a change, such as a rise in body temperature. A control center, like the brain's hypothalamus, receives the signal and compares the value to the set point. If the value is too far from the set point, the control center sends signals to effectors to make a change. If body temperature is too high, the brain signals the sweat glands to produce sweat to cool the body down. If body temperature is too low, the brain signals muscles to shiver to create heat. How body maintains a constant level of glucose in blood with negative feedback. Negative feedback maintains a constant blood glucose level by counteracting changes, much like a thermostat. When glucose is high, the pancreas releases insulin to cause cells to absorb and store glucose, lowering the level. When glucose is low, the pancreas releases glucagon, which signals the liver to release stored glucose, raising the level. How does the whole process happen? When blood glucose is high, a high blood glucose level, typically after eating, cells in the pancreas, specifically beta cells, detect the high glucose level. The pancreas releases the hormone insulin into the bloodstream. Insulin signals the liver, muscles, and fat cells to take up glucose from the blood. The liver converts the excess glucose into glycogen for storage, and the blood glucose level falls back to a normal range. As glucose levels return to normal, the pancreas reduces insulin secretion. When blood glucose is low, a low blood glucose level, typically after fasting, cells in the pancreas, specifically alpha cells, detect the low glucose level. The pancreas releases the hormone glucagon into the bloodstream. Glucagon signals the liver to break down stored glycogen response. The liver converts glycogen back into glucose and releases it into the bloodstream, raising the blood glucose level back to a normal range. Feedback. As glucose levels return to normal, the pancreas reduces glucagon secretion. Positive feedback is a process in which an initial change in the body triggers an amplified response that moves the body further away from its normal state. Unlike negative feedback, which works to restore balance, positive feedback drives a process to completion by amplifying the original signal, and it is only considered normal when there is a specific endpoint. How does the process happen? A change happens, like the baby's head pressing on the cervix during labor. This pressure triggers nerve signals that cause the pituitary gland to release oxytocin. Oxytocin causes stronger uterine contractions, which pushes the baby's head more forcefully against the cervix. This increased pressure on the cervix triggers the release of even more oxytocin, creating a self-amplifying cycle that continues until the baby is born. Positive feedback in blood clotting. In blood clotting, positive feedback amplifies a response. When a blood vessel is injured, it releases chemicals to start the process. These chemicals attract platelets to the site of the injury, causing them to become active. The activated platelets release their own chemicals, which attract more platelets. Each new platelet that arrives releases even more chemicals, creating a rapid, intensifying cycle of platelet accumulation. This positive feedback loop quickly builds a platelet plug and forms a stable blood clot, which seals the wound and stops the bleeding. This is how homeostasis keeps us alive. Homeostasis is vital because it keeps your internal body conditions stable and balanced, which is essential for your body's systems and cells to function correctly and keep us alive and function properly. That's all for today. Next we will talk about brain functions.